as you follow Jesus, by God's grace, the Spirit of God, and this might be new for some of you who are new Christians, or if you've been thinking of becoming a Christian or following Jesus, this is part of the package, is that the Spirit of God is going to do things through the text of Scripture, through people around you, and through moments with Him that convict you to change your life. There will be things that He will ask you to do differently in your life because of the relationship you have with Him. Now, let's consider this. Consider if Jesus has asked you to change something and you know exactly what it is. Maybe even in your own life right now, you can consider where He's asked you to make change, where He's empowering you and calling you to be different than you've been in the past. Now, what happens sometimes to people is they take that identity piece and they put it inside themselves and say, I am now made to be someone new, so I'm going to change this about myself. Whatever it could be. It could be things around anger and holding your tongue. It could be things about sexual ideas and lust you might have. It could be things about greed or gossip. It could be things about all sorts of things you have in your life, gluttony and health, all of these things. I'm going to change it. And so what happens is you tend to start really well with a plan and accountability and movement and growth, and you build and build and build, and you can go a long season of good health. And you see this in people. Oh man, I've gone this long without engaging with that sin. Real change. What a joy. What a good thing. What an accomplishment. But what happens then is if someone then fails at that moment where they have this great thing and they put all their eggs in the basket of longevity and health before Jesus, of what they've accomplished in that moment, is that sometimes what happens then is if they do fail, if they do stumble, if they fall back into that sin, if they fall back in, what happens is a lot of shame comes into their life. And they internalize the shame as a piece of their identity because their identity was built on something they could not sustain alone. Do you see what I'm saying here? If you build yourself up on your accomplishments, even the spiritual ones of, man, I've been this far from this sin for this long, and then you fail, everything has been put in the wrong basket. It's been put on what you can do. Instead, allow it to roll into what Jesus has done. The same grace He gives you in that moment of actually forgiving you and calling you to a different lifestyle, He will continue to give you again and again and again as you are perfected into His image the time you're here and continuing to grow in His image and likeness. And that's so important because if you put it only in the things that you're outrunning, the things that you're accomplishing, the things that you're doing, then you're putting all that pressure and all that weight of Jesus' glory on yourself, and that's not where it's meant to be.